Oh. Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
Coughing right into the microphone. Sweet.
Welcome in.
Welcome.
Thanks for being with us.
Welcome to all the heavenly glory.
Today is a big day for us.
Day.
It's a third release off of the One Truth EP, titled Picnic on Saturn. If you've been with us on social media at all, you probably know that by now. We've been teasing it for the last 3 weeks or so. Lots of
Lots of visual aids along the way to get you to this moment.
So
Thank you for leading the horse to water.
That fish was thirsty, man. Thirsty.
Nice, very nice. Well, yeah, you know, this is a momentous occasion, and
we hadn't released in a minute. We've had a pretty steady schedule, but like this is number 3, and it has felt like a while because we had Christmas and New Year's, which was honestly this year like a total fucking drag, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it just like everybody got sick at that time. It was like everything just fell apart really. I mean, I got a lot of shit done, you know, production wise, but
I got much less done than I thought I would. You know, like honestly, like I wasn't expecting to be sick for so long. You were sick, and then I got sick right after that. You know, Tommy, you were out of town for a little bit. Came back not feeling so great.
It's like a stagger, yeah.
You know.
I was out of the country sick, which is the first for me to, and I don't recommend it. So you know,
Yeah.
take your vitamins.
Yes.
I just don't recommend getting sick anywhere.
At all. Yeah. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a third world country, it's a little more rougher, and then to prepare for your flight home it's not exciting. So.
Yeah, and it's like what mystery just crawled up my fucking pee hole in the Amazon River, you know?
That's exactly what I'm wondering right
Which
now.
one got me this time?
Oh man, brutal.
That's a throttle right up the pee hole.
Well, you know, I don't know. We just like chill out for a little bit. What do we want to do here?
Yeah, well, I figure we get all the heavy lifting out of the way first, and like kind of let that meander into oblivion. Then we'll fucking have a little listen, maybe.
Okay.
And then so like Picnic on Saturn was definitely another one like coined by me. Because of the very like trippy vibe. There was something about how it started was with a loop, and then Nate and I did a bunch of recording. We even streamed it.
I want to say
and we
that
recorded, and I did a bunch of shit on the pads, and there's some cool shit there for sure. Like we could probably find that and revisit any of that shit because it's all compatible. But we had this idea kind of, and having the tables push it a little bit more. But then we were like, well, it's not really going anywhere, doing anything. So then we dug into the full scope of the sample sets, and then basically like the ending parts and how that rounded out, like very nice and mellow and dreamy. Was that fucking David Lynch, very dreamy. So that brought on the vibe of Picnic on Saturn, like hanging out on the rings of Saturn, just chilling, you know, eating a bunch of freaking heavy psychedelics. And then Tommy comes along and goes, ooh, I'd like to dip my toe into this fucking pool.
Chris, I was going to say,
he went on a whole other...
Did we all sit down? I know this is one of the first 3, but did we all sit down for Picnic, or did this come on... Like, did this come because of something that we had jammed on? Was it like, did I have the sample?
This was, we all started with this one, for sure.
Yeah, okay. We were all sitting in the production session together. because
we
like
had
there was
all
a
our sample
period
sets,
of
and we did jam on it multiple times with
So
Bandit Hands.
yeah, because we were still heavily doing Bandit Hand streams during that
Yep.
time, right? Yeah. So because we have I know if you go on YouTube, there's like multiple takes.
Yeah, we would just randomly drop into it because
Yeah.
we had it all on deck, so it was kind of easy to run amok.
Was this also the first one where we crafted your parts?
Like to that degree of like instrumentally and then utilizing like almost every aspect of my spread, from the scratching on the platter to cutting to pads to effect modulation.
Like this was one of the
like
ones
live
we
affecting.
when we had the session for that. I think we opened up the song that we had. We opened up synths. We played like certain chords and textures.
Oh yeah,
and things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that
No, that's
to
exactly
craft
what we did.
those
Everything,
samples.
and we did a couple sequences, so the sequences are in there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
and that's like
I forgot about
I'm
that.
playing with the repeating
Thing on
the
right,
stuttering and shit.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. No, that's
Yeah.
that's it's awesome. I forget how deep we got.
This
so
one's
early
way
in the
more
project.
integrated than just straight cutting. There is scratching, but it's way more production integrated.
Yeah. Well, we also left a lot of stuff as placeholder for a long time. Those
yeah.
drums were placeholder for sure
Yeah.
for a long time.
much
The structure was there, right? Like we worked on the structure very early on, and then I don't think it changed all that much. Tommy, you might have had a thing here or there that you flipped around or made shorter or longer or something, but I don't think the structure really changed that much.
I think it's been, tip to tail,
like
the
pretty
same.
consistent the whole time.
Yeah, once we laid it
And
out.
we did hit a issue with the production of this when it came time to reproduce it, and it took weeks to find those samples again. It's like basically what had happened was this is another one of those sessions that was lost on the hard drive with signals and the first render of
Did we have to
psilocybin.
reproduce this?
Yeah, absolutely. So
man.
Picnic got reproduced. Picnic got reproduced from scratch. And it wasn't that long ago. It was just a few
fucking
months ago.
cheerio.
Just a few months ago. Like that was our last, like, oh shit, we gotta do that. Yeah.
Well, she back, baby. Lazarus.
Yeah, she is. It's way better. That's what I was saying. A lot of stuff initially.
From the fucking dead.
A lot of stuff was placeholder from the start, and then we had no choice but to go back and do the reproduction. So reproduction came out really good too. The way the drums sound, the way like everything sounds really crispy in this production. I was really happy with the final result.
Yeah, I think it was good when we wrote it, but then what we continued to write after kind of set a new level of the quality in a lot of the stuff that is still yet to be released, and it needed to be polished up and brought up to that level to work, and as far as my parts, I didn't really change anything from the concept and the first demo I made, with the exception of in the bridge, in the reverse part, like that verse there at the end, the third verse in the reverse section was actually not there. There was kind of more ambient stuff going on, and I kind of when we rewrote, restructured the song and changed the drums up and everything, that's when I added that part. So but beyond that, the song was this exact same structure and everything.
I remember we started, because of the way we were working at the time, this song was created on the machine, so I had all the samples in the machine, and then that's
why we were able to jam with it.
Yeah, but I had
on the
to
fly.
So what happened was all my machine libraries were on that hard drive with that session, right? So I had to go
gotcha.
back through, reinstall, find them all, put them back together, and then we were like, well, those drums were always placeholder drums. We got to do something about that. And so we went and we fucking reproduced the track in Ableton.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the drums are
They're crispy now.
bangers.
Yeah, they're crispy now. I really like them a lot.
Every time we've come to that point with these songs, though, it's like that elevation point. Like we just started getting into it with Ambrosia. We haven't even got into the mix yet, but just that final.
Cassius, what's up,
probably
brother?
before that. Yo, Cassius. Every time, brother. I love it.
Yeah, man. How you doing, homie?
But yeah, anytime we get to that point in the song where we're in that elevation mode, it's like, man, we get to have a lot more fun with what's already kind of there and just freaking send it.
Yeah, dude. And it's
So we have another song, right? That's essentially has the same issue for the second EP.
Yeah.
And that is Ambrosia, and we jumped on today to do this, and we actually, before we even did that, we all were digging back into production on Ambrosia to kind of polish up that song and get it ready. It's one of the last things we have to do on the second EP.
Yeah.
To have all the songs, the first 10 like ready to go. So that was cool. We took a little time off to take a little extra time for the third release, but in that time we've been working on new stuff and other projects, and so there really wasn't time off. It was just a delay of release. So I'm about to open a spigot up.
Yeah,
it's a faucet.
The
rest
There's
of the
a lot
year,
lot more stuff coming. You know.
Well, it's like we're digging way deeper into all the, like, I don't want to just say promo, but it's like deep level, like social media promotion, actual Spotify promotion playlist.
Yeah, dude, trying to build out the platforms a little bit, get followers on Spotify, get our Instagram engaged, get
like our brain chip numbers are really good right now. Like we've had a lot of
like pushing
correct
5,000.
to say, like organic, like growth and organic.
I believe so.
From...
I believe so. I mean, like, you know, like I don't really know how the back end of that really works. It's kind of like mysterious, but yeah, I mean, just looking at analytics, it seems like stuff is doing stuff. It seems like what we are doing is doing something, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that.
Scheduling on social media.
Yeah, it's huge, dude.
Especially Instagram. I mean, I guess TikTok, like we're randomly wandering into that hornet's nest all of a sudden right now.
We've got, of course,
in time
post
for this fucking
post.
It's kind of like just like let's get on the. It's like whitewater rafting. It's like let's go.
Yeah, why not? That seems like a good time. But no, just trying to, like, you know, branch out a little more, right? Like we started and we're like, okay, this is what we can do. You know, we're like, we got Chris making music videos and creating content to post on social media. I can, you know, handle the posting or scheduling, at least for Instagram. And then now it's like, okay, what else can we do? Let's focus on the YouTube. Let's, you know, we've been doing the Spotify thing pretty consistently since we started. You know, like I was thinking about this last night, actually. I was like, fucking SoundCloud, man. Like, gotta, like, as much as I'm like, you know, I don't know, like, we need to do that. I talked to my buddy Mike Sauce, like the guy that so far is the only person that's taken any advice that I've given him. Like, you know, it's like, so far he's the only musician that's taken any of my advice and tried to apply it. Like, he went and, you know, put his stuff on Submit Hub and got playlisted and fucking has, you know, consistent amount of followers now. And like, he sent me a link the other day to go listen to one of his songs, and I went and I clicked on it, and all of his other songs only have, like, you know, 20 plays, 40 plays, 50 plays. Well, the one song has 12,000 plays, you know, and he has like, you know, 20 followers or 30 followers. Like, he does not like have a bunch of followers, but clearly I was like, dude, what happened? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I put it up there and it just went like, boom, you know? So I was like, hey, why not?
Caught the right wind.
Be everywhere. That's maybe another outlet, you know, just like we were thinking the same thing with TikTok, like maybe SoundCloud, maybe fucking whatever else we can come up with. It's more about like, what can we actually put useful time into, right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's, yeah. So that's really what it is. But
Share
And
it
money, and like you said,
everywhere,
it's like not
wherever.
putting all eggs in one basket, and that's been kind of the key. All this shit we watch, it always comes
huge.
back to like people just, it sounds like people just breaking the bank on like, I'm gonna spend everything on Instagram advertising, and then they just you know, just to try to do a pump and dump, and it doesn't do anything, or it pumps for that 1 second and there's nothing to grab it, nothing to back up behind it. Because that's another thing, is we've constantly been asking ourselves, like, what happens next? Like, if we get a pop, if something like
Yeah, then
really
what?
kicks off, like, what's our next move? And we've kind of both been like, I
don't know. Like, I hope we're in that position, but like, it is like, you don't want to get caught with your pants down. Like, you want to do something, right? Like, you want to
Like, my
also not
answer
be
can't
paralyzed
always
in the
be
moment.
like, I'll make a music video or I'll do a thing, you know.
No.
It's like
It's gotta evolve. You know, the content
Yeah.
itself has to evolve as well. Like, you know, and I think we've been doing a pretty good job of that already.
we should start hawking white label coffee. That's the next move.
Well,
Just
I
be
do
straight
think,
up
you know,
YouTubers.
we've talked about merchandising because we have so many ideas.
Well, that's
of
the
how that
real,
would be
yeah,
really
that's
cool, right?
For real,
You know,
yeah.
but
absolutely.
it's still a matter of continuing to build out our audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that we can appeal to those things. However,
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's gonna be something sooner rather than later. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the
You better believe
the
that.
limited run cassette tapes, the fucking merchandise, like, you know, whatever, caps and T-shirts and stickers.
I mean, really,
and,
it's whatever we put a realistic plan together for any of these, because we constantly brew these ideas, you know. So we're in it. We're like, we have a good idea of what we're wanting to accomplish, and then there's breaking it down into reality. How's the logistics and blah 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 going to work? Money.
yeah,
But
totally.
like, it's, you know, once we come up with a plan with anything like that, like we'll be able to accomplish any number of those tasks. And
Yep. Absolutely. You know, and we do have, you know, outside of Transcribe, there's some other projects going on this year. You know, we have Astronauts and DJ Chi both have some things that are probably going to be coming out while the rest of this Transcribe project is coming out this year. So, a lot of other things to focus on, to think about.
way more Transcribe coming.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there's a lot more Transcribe coming, but there's some other things in between there as well that should be interesting, involving, in one
Lots of
way or
huge
another, all of us.
developments.
You know, but yeah, in different roles. So, well, yeah, I don't know. What are we doing? You want to?
It's probably about that time to have a nice listen to this beautiful creation.
Yeah, why not? You know, we do have a music video for the song coming. I'm assuming what did we say? Maybe like Friday.
Maybe
February
we
7th?
like outro on the teaser or something.
Yeah, we will. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll
Yeah.
play the song, and then you know, a week or two from now, we'll say like the video should be coming right behind it. You'll start to see some
Yeah,
teasers.
she's almost finished.
Teasers on that for for the video here pretty soon. Okay, cool. Well, I guess let's listen to this thing.
It's jam.
Let's.
I'm on a quest. I march through mystic lands. Clockwork elves activate the diabolical plans. They hack into my pineal gland. We blast off in a Fibonacci pattern. How profound. That's when they show me that matter isn't solid. So you should use your mind to move things to its pinnacle.